Good evening, everybody. This is Ricky, your host, with Chronicles of a Mysterious Universe. Welcome to episode 1 of my new series, Around the Campfire. Go ahead and get comfortable. Let's get out your marshmallows and let's go ahead and listen to some creepy stories. As you can see up in the title here, a haunting in a manufacturing plant. So tonight, around a campfire, I bring you some personal experiences I encountered while working in a manufacturing plant that made dialysis solutions. The plant has since been bought out, although the same building does still exist. Now, to respect the privacy of this building and company, I'm going to refrain from using the name, but I will say this is when I lived in Daytona Beach, Florida. Already being in the paranormal, even after all these years ago, I started noticing unusual things occurring. And when I started bringing these up with some coworkers, my suspicions were realized when they started to share their unusual experiences too. These are just a few of those experiences. First, I'll share with you a few of my coworkers' experiences, and then my own. Now, the first story was told by a female coworker whose name I don't want to reveal because I no longer have contact with these people and I don't have a way of getting their permission to do so. Anyways, before I get into the story, a little background about how this location was laid out. We worked in a clean room environment, which had different levels of clean rooms, depending on what was being done in which room at the time. Now, in this part of the plant, you would go into a sterile area, then transition into a more strict clean room, which required even more sterilization, putting on an extra layer of smocks and hair nets, face mask, etc. And what we would do, we would rotate each other out for breaks and lunches, so that production would continue. On this day, it was nearing break time, when this coworker noticed someone standing out in the dress-up area, which was clearly visible through the large windows. She described seeing someone wearing the same smocks we would wear, although this person was facing away from her. She couldn't see who it was. So she went about her business and continued working, and then noticed that no one came in yet to cover for her. When she looked back out the window and saw no one was there anymore, she got a little concerned, a little uneasy. Now, the way these rooms are laid out, you also have large windows that lead down the hall, which is the only way in and out of those dressing rooms and clean rooms. No one was seen leaving back out the only way in. We still don't know who or what it was, and why it was mimicking what we wore by wearing the same clean room clothes we would wear. Anyways, this next experience I was part of, but I didn't actually observe the event that terrified my coworker. Now imagine in this building, there's a long white hall that leads from one end of the building to the other. On the left side of the hall, if you're going towards the exit, are the clean rooms and the locker rooms where you would change and, prepare for your day in the clean room section. Anyways, on the right side of the hall led into the warehouse, and that's where they would store all of the materials needed for production. Anyways, we were wrapping up. It was late, like 2 o'clock in the morning. There were only 2 of us left in that building. Now, I was in the locker room getting changed, while my coworker went and turned in the paperwork. Now, as I'm walking out of the locker room, I notice this guy is running full force down the hall, just sprinting as fast as he can, and I'm calling after him, like, what's going on? Where are you going? So anyway, he comes back and he tells me what happened. Now, when he walked out of the offices and started coming out that hall, as he approached the door that goes into the warehouse on the right, he noticed it was closing as if someone had just walked through it. Now, he thought it was me, so he peeked his head inside. Said all he saw was a pitch black warehouse, and all the hair on the back of his neck just stood up And that's when he bolted down the hall. And that's when he heard me calling behind him, from the locker room. But anyways, we went ahead and left for the night and just don't know what happened, but very interesting, very creepy, and I won't forget that. Now the next encounter is my own. This happened to me. This is in the same plant, but keep in mind this is all in the same location here. And I was working in one of the less strict clean rooms where all you needed to wear was a little like jacket, the hairnet, face mask, and all that. And basically I'm facing towards the next clean room. You can see it through a large window. And that's where the conveyor belt would come out through a small opening. Sort of production can bring out the product, and I would take it and put it on the cart. It'll get ready to go into sterilization. But anyways, the location I was in required 2 people I was aware. Well, you had to work in partners. And we were in between, sets of production. So she went to the bathroom. I went by myself. But anyways, I'm facing that room. When I notice, she's back. I see the reflection walk behind me in that reflection of that window. And I turn around immediately to look to talk to her. There's no one there. I'm looking around. I'm the only one inside that clean room. She wasn't there. A few minutes later, she did eventually come back, though. And I'm still puzzled because I clearly saw that reflection of somebody walk behind me. And ironically enough, just like before, they were wearing the same outfits we would wear in that room. Now, being a paranormal investigator, I could say it's residual. Maybe so much energy is going back and forth that it's just playing back a random memory. I don't know. But I will share one last experience with you. The creepiest one. It happened to me. In this situation, I was on the second level of this manufacturing plant. And up there were more lockers, another changing room, that went into a different type of clean room environment where you actually had to go and mix the solutions. But anyways, I'm by myself up there, and I hear the slamming of one of the locker doors. It startles me. I go and I look around. There's no one up there but me. And I remember very quietly saying, out loud, I'm only here. I'm only passing through. I'm leaving. So then I went out, and I probably went down those stairs faster than I should have or normally would have. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my first episode in my Around the Campfire series. If you did, go ahead and hit that like. Give me a thumbs up. And leave some comments. Let me know your stories. Maybe I will share them on a future episode and give you, the shout out for it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, which will be popping up somewhere over here. Hit that bell notification so you'll be kept up to date when my new content gets uploaded to the channel. And and if you enjoy my stuff, thank your friends will. Feel free to share me with your friends. Let them watch these videos. But I do want to say thank you again. Episode 2 is in the works. And I do need more stories to share. So go ahead and help me out by giving me some stories. Leave them in the comments. Like I said, if I choose your story to share in the next episode coming up here, I'll reach out to you and let you know in advance, so I can get more detailed information from you. But keep that in mind. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and wrap up. I want to get this video dragging on too long. But here you have it. Episode number 1 of Around the Campfire. And stay tuned for episode 2. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night.